Hello, everyone. This is Mackie. I wanted to do a review on chapter 19 of the book of Genesis. Um, and I kind of want you to read the chapter first and then come back and listen to this. Um, that's what I suggest you do is to read chapter 19 of Genesis, the entire chapter, all 38 verses. And then you can come back and look at this video. I happen to read this chapter from my New World Translation book. It's the book that the Jehovah's Witnesses use, and it's the 2013 edition of the New World Translation. So, basically, this chapter was the main event was that God was going to destroy the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. So, Lot met up with two angels. Um, Two angels had came to Sodom, and Lot was pretty much begging these angels to come to his house, and he would cook for them and wash their feet. The angels were a little reluctant at first, but Lot just insisted. So they eventually uh, went over, his house, um, and got their feet washed, I guess, and ate the bread that he was baking. So, the men of Sodom, it says from boy to old man in verse 4. They were all surrounded by the house where Lot was staying, and the angels and the two daughters and the son-in-laws, I believe, were there. Um, so they were saying, "Hey, bring 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 the people out of that house so that we can have sex with them," you know. And Lot, he he's crazy. Okay, he's a psychopath because he said, "I have two daughters, virgin daughters. They've never had sex. Why don't I give you them? And you could do whatever you want with them. You could rape them. You could beat them. You could do whatever you want to the two daughters." Now, what kind of father would allow this? Like a true loving father. Lot was a freaking psychopath. I'm sorry. You can disagree with me if you want to. But he was a freaking psychopath. Only a psychopath father would allow their daughters to get raped by strangers outside the door. A loving father would have had that shotgun out, ready to kill everybody in the front for trying to even, you know. But he was willing. And I mean, these men didn't even know. They were asking who was in that house. They were like, "Who was in there?" You know. And they said, "Where are the men who came into you tonight?" They didn't want the girls. They wanted the men. But he was like, "Nah, I have two virgin daughters. Why don't you do whatever you want with them?" You know? It's this was and I'm referring to verses 6 through 8 of Genesis chapter 19. So, uh the men and boys, because according to verse 4, it said, before they could lie down to sleep, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, from boy to old man. So they're witnessing all of this, including the angels that were at the house. They're all listening. At least that's what I assume. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of loopholes and empty. It's so much stuff about this chapter that is just like, did the angels not hear what he was saying? That the men and teenage boys and younger boys not hear what he was saying? Also, the boys and teenagers were also listening to what their own people were saying. They're witnessing all of this. They're saying, "Hey, let's have. I want to have sex with these men." Now, I'm not against same sex relationships at all. Um, I'm not. So that's not the problem that I'm having here. Look, I don't care. I don't care who you sleep with. You can sleep with a freaking cucumber every night if you want to. That's not my problem. Okay, long as you don't sleep with any children. Okay, but my thing is like the children are witnessing this man saying that he's willing to let his daughters get raped in order to protect the angels that was at his house. So pretty much the angels had more value than his daughters had, for according to him. So the angels struck the men with blindness, the ones that were at the entrance of the house. They even struck the boys and teenagers too with blindness. This is just wow. And the reason why the angels did that is so that they wore themselves out trying to find the doorway. So you could just imagine everybody going blind trying to look for the for the entryway. It's just like what? This is insane. Anyway, while all of this craziness was happening, uh the men said, "Do you have anyone else here? Sons-in-law, sons, daughters, and all the people in the city bring out of this place. For we are going to destroy this place, because the outcry against them has indeed grown great before Jehovah, so that Jehovah sent us to destroy the city." So, I'm assuming these men that are saying this particular thing is the angels. No, wait a minute. Yeah. So they were asking, was anyone else in the house? They don't really clarify. It's okay. Verse 12 says the men said to Lot. Now, are these the men that the angels struck blind, or are these the angels that they're talking about? It's confusing. They're not telling you. Um. So the people of Sodom and Gomorrah are going to destroy the place, or the angels? If you have the answers, please just tell me. Okay. Um. So Lot went out and began to speak to his sons-in-law, and told him to say, "Get up and get out, because God is going to destroy this place." But the son-in-laws, they were like, "Man, you joking?" You know, they probably knew how much of a nutcase Lot was, so they probably wasn't trying to hear nothing he was saying. Um, so the angels, were saying, "Come on now, take your wife and kids and get out of here. I want you to go to the mountains." And Lot, for some reason, was acting scary. He was like, "I don't want to go to the mountains. I'm scared of the mountains. I'm afraid I'm gonna die." So pretty much, he don't have any faith in God. So God let him have his way. God was like, "Okay, move to this city of Zoar, I believe." And so he ended up destroying the city. And Lot, she did a simple thing such as turning her back, and ended up turning into a pillar of salt. I don't understand it. But I mean, like, you have Lot willing to get his daughters raped. Nothing happened to him. But the minute Lot turned her back, she turned into a pillar of salt. This is just the most ridiculous chapter I've ever read in my life. Stay tuned. I'm going to examine this chapter further in the next part.